It is written in Scripture. It is whispered across cultures, and it comes to us as a command. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And yet, over time, the idea of neighbor has been quietly narrowed, as if it belongs only to those who resemble us, who share our rhythms of life. But Scripture gives no such limit. Neighbor is not defined by proximity or likeness, but by mercy, by our willingness to care. Of all the commands, only this one is given without condition. Love your neighbor as thyself. The question is, who is your neighbor?
So basically, I work 12-hour shifts. I do work about 3 to 4 days a week. I do lift as soon as I get off because that's the only time I really have time to do it because my kids are in school. Yes, I am tired. However, I know I want better for my kids. I want better for me, and they deserve better.
Life spirals, and it spirals quicker than you think it does. 1 minute, everything's going right, and the next minute, everything's going wrong. And once things start to spiral, if you don't have safety nets, if you don't have family to support you, and especially when times are as tough as they are today, it's harder to get back up without a helping hand.
To me, a good neighbor is somebody that lends a helping hand, somebody that is actively trying to find a solution versus calling the police on our clients.
Exactly. Like we're all humans and we're all in this together. And I think having laws that are designed to keep people out is wrong, in my opinion.
At SRC, we're here to give a hand up and empower people and help them to be able to be the change in their own lives.
One of the struggles that our clients do face is employment. The outside world looks at people that are homeless like, oh, go get a job. You can get off the streets.
I was working a job doing landscaping for 10 years with a guy. My boss got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and I lost my job. That's why I'm here now.
So we have Eugene, who is an individual that wants to see. However, there are limitations in his body and in his vision, and being unable to see due to the cataracts can be a huge barrier to your livelihood and being able to work.
I got cataracts in both eyes. I can't see more than 10 feet in front of me. I'm working on that with Samaritans. Hopefully, the Lions Club is going to take care of that for me.
So we were able to connect Eugene to Division of Blind Services, and they are going to assist him with being able to see again by providing cataract surgery.
So it's been a struggle, but I've always kept my faith, Got to stay with God. Let go, let God. That's what I say.
Let's say someone like Eugene could live in a studio apartment. He doesn't need a huge house. He doesn't even need a huge apartment. And if he's working, he would eventually be able to pay for it. So if we help him get into a place and he's got a job, he'll be able to pay for it.
A lot of our clients do want to be housed. They just don't make first, last security. That first month's rent, that's $1,400 just for a basic standard 1-bedroom apartment.
We're seeing a higher number of seniors come in and need assistance because what they're making on their Social Security just isn't enough to meet the housing crisis that we're in.
I'd say that the average amount a lot of them get is SSI, $860 to $940, and in Orlando it could cost you $800 to $1,000 to rent a room.
For a couple years, I just kept having these supposed allergies, and they just couldn't figure it out. So finally, I went to the Mayo Clinic for a couple years, and I had polyps in my upper lobe. I have short-term memory problems because of the medicine, so I hope I answered your question. But this is depressing. But here I got some hope.
There's a lot of positives. There's a lot of people that we've housed, that we continue to house, and we can help.
You got to meet people where they're at. It's important to be able to not come from your own perspectives.
So our goal for outreach is to be able to connect people with services that they may not know about.
I would like to define outreach as the first line of defense. Some people have never even been to an agency. Some people have been to 6 agencies and have not helped. That doesn't discourage me from helping people.
Yes, yeah, it's easier to say they're lazy. It's harder to address the actual problem at hand. And mental health often takes extensive case management, or it can, and that's something that can be difficult to find sometimes.
I got into an altercation, was given a writ, failure to appear to court. I was incarcerated for around 15, 16 months.
I went to jail, now I have a criminal background, but now I'm trying to do the right thing. And it still doesn't, nobody will give me a chance.
There's a lot of barriers, and everyone has different barriers. There isn't just one path to homelessness.
I am a mental patient of schizophrenia and manic depression. I'm looking for Social Security supplement.
A lot of times mental health is not often seen as something where you can get disability benefits, but it very much is.
Just get up and do it. Well, some people can and some people can't.
When people look at you with scorn, scoff, and judgment. And I'm like, that's the opposite of neighborly. If you don't know what the opposite of neighborly is, that's it. That's the opposite. Is when you look at someone and you're like, and that's when you're judgmental and not curious. That's when you lost the battle. That's when you contribute to the cycle of homelessness.
I live my life trying to be in the same world as everyone else.
Saying go get a job is ignoring the fact that there are significant barriers to just getting a job that go in line with being homeless. For instance, even just having access to daily hygiene, being able to take a shower regularly, even just access to a cell phone is a huge barrier for a lot of people.
Yeah, in the event that I lose my phone, I am in the world of, excuse me, but I'm in a world of shit.
How do we really say we're our neighbor if we're not helping one another? How can we say we are each other's brothers and sisters keepers if we're not really keeping them in their best regards?
I was in the Coast Guard and used my VA benefits, and 4 years active and 4 years active reserve. Well, as I said before, I've been to the VA quite a bit, and they're pretty good at saying no or just pointing you. But coming here, I had to be humble and get food, and they have good resources here. If you will be patient and go to the people they tell you to go to, they help you.
With Nellie, the employment specialist, you have to show her proof of a job interview in order for her to provide you the bus passes. The things I needed for my uniform, which the Samaritan provided me the shirt, the Dickies, the black belt, the black socks, and they even went to Walmart and bought me a pair of slip-resistant shoes.
What we do works. We just need more resources to do more of it, right?
I think a good day really is just the little things. So just seeing somebody's eyes light up that, you gave them a sandwich, or you cared to ask how they are doing today, or you refer to somebody by name.
I see people get housed, every week we have new people getting housed, we're finding people jobs, and they really are turning their lives around. We also just offering the support groups and counseling services, that has a huge impact on just people's daily lives.
It's an amazing operation, and I think what keeps us going is seeing that on a daily basis, because you can get really depressed and despondent and hopeless if you only look at the negative side of it and the rising numbers of the homelessness.
Now we see approximately 80 to 100 individuals. That doesn't count families. When I started here approximately 4 years ago, we saw 45 to 65 individuals. We didn't see any families.
Well, I have 6 children, so I never want them to be on the street. So I do everything I have to do to get them good. Yes, it's a very good program. I like that it gives you opportunity to save. I like that it takes people off the streets. Not even if you're on the streets, but it helps you get to a stable place with your children.
So without assistance from everybody, our neighbors, our community leaders, we're leaving all our clients, all our friends, all our families, all our neighbors out in the elements, out in the streets.
A good day is when we can help more people than not.
A good neighbor is someone who cares, who has compassion, and who sees what's going on around them and stops to give a helping hand, like a Good Samaritan, a good neighbor.
If Mercy defines a neighbor, then volunteers are the proof. Each hour they give multiplies hope.
The clothing closet is all volunteers. Our front reception area, all volunteers. The food table, the pantry, it goes on and on. Those are just volunteers every day.
And we really, really appreciate the fact that these people are able to donate so much of their time. And like, money is obviously always a great donation, but donating your time goes a very, very long way here.
And we have always something for someone, and almost can fit you in with something that you would want to volunteer to do.
In the past 5 years, at least since I've been here, we have grown tremendously. We've added programs. We're seeing more and more people. The numbers have risen drastically for us. Well, nowadays, yeah, it's uncertain times. Nobody knows what's going to happen with the funding that's coming from the federal government, from the state government, and that trickles down, right? So yeah, none of us know. So we're more and more dependent on private donations.
When neighbors in government and agencies step forward, their partnership turns fragile efforts into lasting change.
Mayor Demings, he has put money into additional shelters. He's put money into all the programs that involve those that are experiencing homelessness. Everyone at the county, in the Homeless and Mental Health Division, Anna Escamani, along with Carlos Guerrero-Smith, Commissioner Uribe, Commissioner Summerad, and my hugest shout out would be to Commissioner Cadero. Very supportive, very involved.
If we are lucky enough to enjoy the gifts of time, resources, and shelter, then being a good neighbor is helping those gifts reach someone else.
And if we're gonna be good neighbors, as we're called to do, and I truly believe that from any perspective you look at, whether you're looking at it from the biblical perspective, or you're looking at it just as from an ethical and moral perspective as a human being, I truly believe that we have to be good neighbors.
Hope grows when we see our lives measured not by what we keep, but by what we give. That is what it means to love thy neighbor. The question is, who is your neighbor?
I am.
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 Who's your neighbor?